With the latest information from Intrepid Studios, Steven Sharif, and others that we got from the May dev stream and from Discord and various places, I can now make a more educated guess on the Alpha 2 release date for this game. Before the dev stream, I was really confident Alpha 2 would not be in 2022. Now I think there is a chance. Still not a great chance, but I do think there is a chance. And I think the full launch of the game is a lot closer than I originally thought. Overall, I have a much more optimistic view now, and let's get into it. In the May dev stream, we saw the primary focus of Alpha 2, the Riverlands biome, looking very well put together. We saw the weather and seasons tech, frankly, looking ready for launch. A few months ago, the character creator looked very close to ready for launch of the game. In the May livestream, Steven's comments that many of the assets are now at a launch quality state was a hidden gem that I think few are talking about.
And I told you that from a quality bar perspective, this is getting near what we would be comfortable with on a shipping perspective for the project when we launch, right?
And with potentially seeing skill augments in the game, although that is just a guess based on this little segment from the live stream, which possibly shows an augmented mage blink. The team size has been growing at a rapid pace. 5 people were hired in one day. They have at least 150 employees, but probably closer to 170 or higher at this point. They now have a huge team in place, and many of them are likely going full speed ahead at this point, with the team back in the office now. With all of these aspects of information pieced together, I am drastically moving my own goalposts for the launch of Alpha 2 in full release. I now think there is a legit chance of at least spot testing this year for Alpha 2 members. But the full Alpha 2, I am putting it at early 2023 for now. I think there is a 20 to 30% chance of Alpha 2 launch very late in 2022, which is way up from the less than 1% chance I gave it prior to the recent information. Another little nugget of information from Steven recently is that combat is now a few months away from being shown in the live stream. That is closer than I thought it would be. My assumption was combat was 6 months or more away. Once we get the combat and nodes live streams, and both in a state similar to the weather events we just saw, then I think we can safely speculate that we are within a few months of Alpha 2 launch. Combat nodes are 2 of the most core features of this MMO, and once they look ready, then we will be very close to playing it. So if we wanted to look at a very optimistic launch date for Alpha 2, let's say we see combat in the August live stream, and then we see nodes in the September live stream. Let's say we then see the launch of Alpha 2 2 months after nodes. So the most optimistic best case scenario I can imagine for Alpha 2 launch is November of this year. Again, I would put the odds of that at less than 10% probably, but it is at least possible. December I would give a 15 to 20% chance of being the date. I do think the game might be ready for Alpha 2 launch late this year, but it would make sense to push it past the holidays and make things much easier on the dev team. Add a bit more polish to the product and do some stress testing during this time, I think is likely, and then early next year it would be go time. Another thing to consider for Alpha 2 launch is Alpha 2 is much closer than what an alpha traditionally is. What they called Alpha 1 was really just a pre-alpha by traditional definitions. By the traditional definitions, Alpha is most, if not all of the game, just in a very rough state. A lot of the game will be in place in Alpha 2. Max level 35, half the map, seasons and climates, events and quests, all archetypes, some secondary classes and augments, node progression to at least stage 5, relics, freeholds, crop rotations, naval combat, and most if not all of the artisan system will be in place. Once Alpha 2 is looking pretty polished, which is not likely to be after Alpha 2 launch, it is more likely to look ready 4 to 5 months after the launch of Alpha 2, then they will start to build out the beta client. Probably a higher level than the 35 level cap in Alpha 2 for beta, nodes to max level, etc. Alpha 2 of course never ends as it becomes a test server, but once Alpha 2 is looking done, then we are very close to beta, and we know that beta is planned to be pretty short, maybe 2 months of beta before launch. So a highly optimistic person like myself can see the full launch of this game late next year. I can envision a way that can happen, but it would take absolutely everything going perfectly for the dev team for that to happen. No setbacks at all, and everything going very smoothly. For those that think that is impossible, considering how slow development has been to this point for Ashes, I get it. But you have to consider that the team has grown so much in the last year. At the start of 2020, Intrepid Studios had less than 50 employees. Now it is well over 150 and growing rapidly. This is no longer a small team. UE5 has changed the game in terms of dev speed. Things are now going to move much faster, especially once they get all the systems in place and working together and are just in the polishing phase. And that's it, guys. That's my prediction for Alpha 2 launch, and a little bit of a prediction for the full launch of the game. Full launch of the game, I would say, probably is not in 2023, most likely, but there is, like I said, there is a chance of it. I would say it's more likely early 2024, mid 2024, but late 2023, I would say it's possible, considering the pace of the way things are going now. Guys, my channel is in algorithm hell. Most of my videos no longer get picked up by the algorithm at all, and it's my own fault, because I never took this channel seriously in the beginning, and I did a lot of dumb stuff. Killed my viewer retention really bad. Algorithm pretty much hates my channel. If you do really like the way I present things, and I do think I provide a little bit of unique insights, at least at times, that I don't think a lot of other people are covering. So if you like that, like, subscribe, comment would go a long ways to kind of pull my channel out of algorithm hell that I'm currently in. Guys, I have a lot more Ashes of Creation videos I'm working on and will be getting out in the next few weeks. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.